Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Feels kind of weird to introduce the Orc in the red as the underdog. Freshly departed from UMad Gaming, back to the Orcs is Cash. Damn, I didn't change the intros. Anyway, it's Cash. And in the bottom left, we got Blade in the yellow. So, yeah, in this matchup, human versus Orc on Concealed. What's important, Todd?
I mean, it seems like every matchup on every map, the early game is always super important, but here it's... I expect Cash to play with Farseer, to do his harass Blade, to just kind of hang in there, and, you know, it shouldn't do much damage, but it should be a little bit annoying for Blade to deal with. It's really when we reach tier 2 that you have more options, but Orcs, they've been all about getting that Torrent Chieftain second, and then it's either about whether they want to set up an expansion or not, whereas for human... Do you play double Sanctum or do you play more with rifles? We've seen a lot of double Sanctum play against Farseer, at which Blade is really good at. He likes to expo at 50 supply. And if we go very, very late into the game, then obviously the fountains can come into play on this map, which can be very important. And yeah, you can't lose a fight as human, because otherwise the opponent heals very easily for free.
Yeah. On this map, when the game is not too important, I've seen Cash try to still make a Blade Master work with super early aggression. Not the case here, going standard, going Farseer for a very fast tech as well.
Yeah, I think this is one of the stronger builds out there. Like, there's no aggression that you can do. Like, for a while, some humans, they were going to the other side of the map and cancelling the second burrow, but now Orcs have really figured out that they need to scout for that. We see a Wolf on the left-hand side, making sure that the Archmage is not running through there. And the great thing about this is that, like, you don't really need to level your Farseer. So now you keep all of the camps near your base for the Chieftain. Then, like I said, you can set up an Expo pretty easily. And then once you start getting Shamans, you can purge those Water Elementals and really, ideally, you know, take some advantage in the mid-game when the Torrent Chieftain reaches level 3. Yeah, and the human tech is always so much later.
This can be a very explosive matchup indeed. And then it begs the question, what unit comp is Blade going to go for? But man, he's not even creeping up to level 2. Blade ultra aggressive. Was saving 200 mana for the Water Elemental. One footy is already here, identifying that this tech was so fast. And when you tech so fast, you have nothing else on the map. You still need to build burrows and...
Get in position to repair? Oh my god.
Oh boy, it didn't really work out.
If he had blocked this just a little more, and if he had been in position to then repair, even if that burrow finishes and it's got like 20 hit points, you can then repair it enough. And it's a big investment for human to do this. When you go for this cancel, you have to get it. If you don't, it will be a disaster. So, a little bit of a mess up here from Cash. Blade still went for it. He was hoping he was going to be able to get it, but now with getting the cancel on that burrow, he's going to want to follow up. And again, in which case you can prevent the second hero from starting for a very long time here.
Farseer actually got the last hit on the Water Elemental, so that's 42 supply for him. But yeah, Blade playing almost Fortitude-esque with all that aggression. Next Water Elemental summon, perfect mana management so far. And I guess this burrow won't finish either. Ouch! This fast tech doesn't give him anything, as he's still supply blocked. He can't go for the second hero, he can't start the TC leveling fast.
Yeah, this is really, really bad now. We see the tech finishing and the burrow is just not there. I guess he could start fortified.
Yeah.
Totally useless, but yeah, this is bad. He lost a lot of wood as well, right? Because he was making those burrows, he canceled them last second, like you don't get a ton of economy back. So wood-wise, not doing too great. Obviously, the War Mill is going to help with that, but he didn't even really kill anything because Blade saved all of his footmen, sent them to the fountain. He's about to wake up the creeps. Blade reacts on the right side on time.
Yeah, we were kind of questioning in what shape Blade is, but so far looks absolutely tremendous. Wolf gets a little bit of a last hit here, so Archmage needs to step back, need level 2 for Brilliance Aura, but he bought so much time. What do you do with all that time?
I think like if you're Blade here, you're just gonna get Mount Tanking second, double Sanctum, and then you're gonna start creeping the Mount Tanking. Maybe expand between 40 and 50 supply. Blade actually, he had a slow start last DreamHack, during DreamHack Summer. He was playing in Sonic, I think, in his first match it was. And in both of the games, I thought he wasn't doing too well up until he really picked up and started, you know, playing out of his mind. He's had some series like that sometimes, but in this one, he didn't wait to start playing well, and he's already dominating here.
Indeed, looks like it. Cash needs to find a way back. He has a certain timing window when the TC can be super strong, and there isn't the biggest answer in especially a lot of spell breakers. But can he hit that timing after an early game like that? Blade doesn't give him any break. Now that he got the mana regen up, he starts to harass again.
Yeah, the Chieftain is gonna start creeping on the other side. You wanna start with that like small camp over here. It's still better than the total camp because you can still do it like somewhat easily. And the question is, how is Blade gonna creep on the other side? He could try and maybe get the center after he has few casters. Sometimes you can even just use a bunch of militia to make sure that like you pull out the ogre, then you stumble him, surround him, and kill him pretty easily. But it's a big gamble, right? You can get a great item, but you can also get like brilliance, and then you're really sad.
You could go for the laboratory as well, kind of doable with militia especially. We sometimes see it as the first creep spot, but so far, Farseer is finally doing what he's supposed to do, and that is buying time for the big cattleman, as AKM calls him. Kodo pretty early, shop only now. Ooh, there's a 6-minute 30 shop. Impressive.
And this Farseer is living on the edge. He's still harassing when there's an MK. If he bought boots, Blade actually could have chased easily and forced a town portal here, but didn't choose to buy boots here. So far, he's prioritizing caster production. This is almost unusual, by the way. We used to always see, like, you know, either 2 sorceresses into 2 priests or 2 priests into 2 sorceresses. But nowadays, the way Infi has been playing, and sometimes TH as well, is you get 3 priests, you get Dispel, and then you spam breakers.
Yeah.
But in this case, Blade kind of went back on that, and he made 2 priests, then 2 sorceresses. So it's more old school. He's looking to play with slow down those grunts. And I think that's because he's anticipating, oh, actually that Farseer.
Whoops, okay.
He just gets out. Oh my god. I thought that Farseer for sure was going to get stone bolted and have to TP.
TC is also pretty low. Should use some heal selves as... Oh, there's the slow. Militia chasing this Farseer, but the wolves, I think, take care of this. That is the Ogre Lord trap, as you mentioned before. That's gonna give him way closer to level 3, and that is one of the best items he could have hoped for.
Yeah, that is amazing. Not just the speed, but the
attack speed.
The additional damage, yeah, attack speed from the damage from the attack speed is gonna be really good. I'm surprised he's not pulling back his Archmage here for this camp. Might be better to just power up the Mountain King. And I'm sure Blade is expecting this expansion to be on the way here because he hasn't seen anything else than a Farseer. So you know that's usually where the Orc's going to be creeping on the other side. But Cash really anticipated, you know, that double Sanctum Mass Breaker style to be played. So he made a bunch of Kodos. Those sorceresses, though, if Blade can kite well enough, he might be able to do okay in the fight.
Is there a speed scroll? There should be. Yep, there is one. TC is level 3 and there's not too many breakers here, so that might be a little shot for Cash, but dude, Blade shuts him down with the first Stormbolt. TC is already in trouble, has no consumable on him, no combat items, and he's out of that fight after just 1 stomp.
Yeah, that was pretty ambitious. He didn't have that much hit points, he didn't have that much mana. Nothing was eaten so far. That one sorceress! Whoop! Grabs it at the last second. Blade had done such a good job of not letting any of his breakers get eaten by the Kodos, but at the last second, that one sorceress got abducted.
There's a little
big draw.
Little bit of an upside to this, as Blade, of course, has vision all the time now over what Cash is doing. He sees, alright, he's going to the shop, needs some items maybe, so let me creep the rest of the middle, and with that, he's gonna get level 3.
He's remaking 2 sorceresses, so Blade really wants to try and play a bunch with slow here. The thing about that is that when you're making sorceresses, instead of making them, you're not making more breakers. So then you can't get to that high amount of breakers that's really scary when you target heroes with.
Kinda curious that this expansion goes on so unpunished. No water elemental harass, no footman hacking away at it.
I think he's gonna go now. Oh. Yeah, he hasn't started mining yet, so it hasn't been defeated Cash.
Yo, Blade is so ready. Look at the inventory. Heal scroll, double mana potion, and an invo potion on a tanky Mountain King. This is not looking good for Cash at all. We got control magic in, but the first clap is amazing. And Snare just finished, so Cash is getting a couple of kills here. Kodo has not eaten yet and is already down. TC in trouble. Has a heal scroll, tried to speed scroll, has an invul as well. This stun hits the militia mostly.
Cash has no salve. He's just got the one healing scroll, which he's gonna have to use on the Torrent Chieftain.
The clap again, dominating this fight. He has another mana potion ready now, and more kills for the Moldovan Mauler. Cash is...
That's his nickname?
Yeah, that's his nickname now, it is. Cash is pretty quick with the reproduction of units, but he's just losing more and more.
Yeah, this Django of Endurance was so amazing here.
Yeah.
It really helped a ton, and that Torrent Chieftain hasn't seen the light of day. Despite getting level 3 pretty quickly, got targeted perfectly every time. And Blades, I really like that he went for Brilliance level 2. You know, you're supposed to do that against Shamans. Just not useful to have Water Elementals level 2. There's just been more experience. Now it's more mana that he's going to have to work with on the Mount tanking. He used the last mana pot that he had, so he's not working with too much more mana. If Cash can actually chase him away from that position, he might be able to buy himself some time, but Blade's expanding in the center.
It's so impressive how well this TC is controlled. There's always a Stormbolt, there's always slow. The TC doesn't really find the best targets, trying to go for the hero focus, maybe a little desperate already. Chain Lightning pulls all on this Archmage, but Blade, man, the patience, gets the Invo Potion on this Archmage, doesn't even need to TP as he sees there's more damage to be done. More damage on this TC especially. And Cash just has to run away from his own expansion.
Yeah, in the meantime, the center expansion is about to finish here for Blades. That Torrent Chieftain being as low as it is now, you know that it's going to be so hard for Orc to replenish it. Like, you know, salves, they take a long time to heal. Of course, he could buy some potion, but it's not like Cash is super rich, despite mining from the Expo for a long time. And Blades has just been trading better. I think Cash is had enough of this. He's going to try to force the Town Portal out here with some target on the Archmage. But the Torrent Chieftain...
Close, he slows him again. And that is the end for the TC. Archmage TP's away. Can he get his whole army with him? Not really. Okay.
He just grabbed the MK. What the hell? The MK is like, no, you should have left me out there.
Oh man, this is a brutal game for Cash. 3 Wyvern.
Aviary on the way, by the way.
Oh yeah, nice. For Dragonhawks, for Shackles. And Blade very, very comfortably set in no upkeep for a long time, breaking now. Once again a mana potion here. Nothing on the Archmage. That could backfire a little.
Yeah, he's probably gonna shop before he goes again. Cash anticipating there could be an Expo in the center, sends 2 Wolves, but the Arcane Tower is about to finish. And he's had to replay some of the peons that he's actually... He has 3 Wyverns. And there is not a Dragonhawk yet. There's 2 queued in the Aviary, but they're not there. Cash is just trying to buy as much time as he can here to try and come back in this game.
Yeah. Okay, is there an invul now? Yeah, and a heal scroll as well. Mountain King level 4, so an even stronger Stormbolt that was already pretty effective against the TC. No
it's
level
Chain Lightning level 2, by the way, on the Farseer.
Yeah, there's control magic all the time, so that makes sense. And he might need hero focus, so Chain Lightning the better choice, I guess. And we go for this Archmage. Is the stun long enough? Is there any damage for Cash? He's trying so desperately, but it is not enough. Win goes to Blade.
Super solid performance here. Looking good by Blade, as we have seen so often by him before. And yeah, that of course started off horribly. Man, what a painful early game. Losing that Burrow, was it 3 times? Was it 4 times? I don't know, but after an opening like that, so hard to recover. Considering that he did get up his expansion pretty well, but never got up to that 60, 70 supply where you can really start overrunning the human because of, I guess, how painful that early game was.
Yeah, I agree. This was a lot about the early game. You can never really start creeping. If you fall behind like that when your idea is to tech super fast, then yeah, that's what you get.
Alright, but we're gonna have a different map for our second one. Amazonia, which is a map where the Farseer can get off to a very different start. Normally Farseer will always harass right away, but Amazonia is the one specialty where with the quick lightning shield creep, you can get Farseer level 2 very easily, very fast, and then with Chain Lightning can control the map oftentimes quite well, even contest last hits. But Blade, in his current shape, I'm sure he has an answer to that as well. Looking very strong on our first map.
Yeah, his micro and read of the game last game was really good. And it was nice to see the sorceresses coming back a little bit into action. Because even though it's really cool to see Infi play without sorceresses and make like triple priest into breakers, it's almost like this weird alien build that nobody else can pull off. Because when you try to play with sorceresses and nothing is slowed, it's just so hard to fight. But the understanding of the game of these guys is just so high that they can make all of these things work super well and make it look effortless, just like Blade just did.
Yeah, he had the spells ready, right? Whenever he needed something, he had it ready. It all lined up so flawlessly.
Yeah, got the creeping down well as MK became powerful. He called the militia to the fight, had a good engagement there outside the Orcs main, and then he pulls the peasants back, creates the expansion on the high ground while he's still applying pressure, even if he should be forced back in that position, still has a plan B. That all looked pretty damn solid by Blade. I wonder if it was a bit of a gamble, though, to go for that burrow at the very beginning. Todd, as you said, if you commit to that burrow kill the way you do and you don't get it, that's a big disaster right there, then being stuck on level 1 AM forever and suddenly more and more grunts coming out. But you know what? Blade makes it work, and so, yeah, wasn't punished.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it surprises me how there isn't more effort made for players to really figure out how to defend against this. Because you can definitely block the opponents a whole bunch. And like I said, this burrow only has to finish with 20 hit points. And then if you have it already surrounded with 4 pins, you can repair enough that you keep it alive. And then it's a disaster for human. Because he's taken so much damage. He has to go away to heal at the fountain, and you can resume creeping very easily. Maybe even do your shop quickly. Kind of reminds me of the old days, Turtle Rock close position, you know? You would just scout quickly as human and hope that the Night Elf was there. And then you would just send like 7 militia and cancel his altar. And then eventually Night Elves figured out like, oh, you can put your altar at the back. You can surround it with your own wisps. And then if human does that, they just destroy their economy. Didn't get it, then you get a hero, you win.
Okay, let's see if this goes similarly. I doubt it, but we go on to Cash's map. First map concealed was Blade's pick. Now Amazonia is what Cash wants to play, and maybe he can tie this up. He has to. All right, there we are. And this time we got the introductions ready. Cash facing the lower bracket, starting in the upper right. And in the bottom left, in the yellow, continuing his summer run and carries it into the fall, it's the Moldovan Mauler, Blade.
When did you make that nickname for him?
Last summer, you didn't listen. Just like Remo, nobody listens to me. Might be for a reason.
I think maybe I heard it once or twice, but I didn't realize it was a thing. Because now you just keep repeating it. I'm like,
I'm making it a thing now.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's a pretty cool name. If we get an interview with him, I'll ask him what he thinks about it.
Yeah. I wonder if we hear from him this season, or if we might even see him for the first time.
Yeah. Wait, what would be Cash's nickname? We need to find more of these. I really like when like players start having nicknames. You know, the Emperor. That's like pretty cool.
What would be your nickname?
Oof. So much, dude. Like, I should have so many, and there is potential for so many for sure. Some nice ones, some not so nice ones.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide, Neo.
We're gonna have the public vote. Maybe that's best.
Okay, it's gonna be a not so nice one, I guess.
Maybe we can do it in your Discord. Then it should be nice, and you just ban the rest.
Yeah, the best humans.
True. I mean, Infi called you the human influencer.
The human leader, yeah.
Human leader.
But that was right, actually.
Yeah. No trolling at all.
We had a quick scout from Blade, as always. He wants to make sure he knows what hero it is, what creep routes. Not gonna stick around to try and get any steal. I think he might even have been able to see that there was no war mill, which is an important bit of information. And yeah, Cash doesn't really seem to be on that Headhunter hype train. Seems to have kind of missed it.
Yeah.
He's like one of those old school people. It was better before.
Exactly. Things were better in the past. He was always a guy to not adapt very fast or to not be super creative. He was just having very, very solid mechanics and winning games with that. But that doesn't cut it anymore, since pretty much the entire pro scene was stepping it up. Cash kind of missed the train so far. And a very different early game by Blade this time, right? No aggression, just creeping up.
Yeah. He played very conservative. Like, after you get level 2, sometimes you can see some humans try and get some of the orange camps on the side. But the danger to that is that because Farseer starts with level 2, all Orc has to do is see it, and then he can go there and make sure he steals some of the crypts with Chain Lightning and some good target as well.
Okay, now the early game exchanges start. This time Cash, whoa, almost a surround here. Cash has a grunt. Cash is not getting attacked. Cash can unfold his mid game the way he wants to. And that's already a win compared to CH.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't try for a single surround, but I think he was just busier trying to get his Archmage away from there. The Cloak of Shadows is pretty nice here if Cash was to go for the dive, but there's always the potential of scanning with the lab using that one revelation.
Damn, it's really a crazy year. Todd starting to appreciate defensive items. Can't believe it. It's it's a good mix.
Occasionally, a Cloak of Shadow. Like, if you start giving me rings, then, you know, all bets are off. But at least he got a claw. The soon-to-be claws +5.
Exactly.
Still +6 now.
Just, what is it? 2.5 weeks. Once we're done with DreamHack, we're gonna get the new patch.
Enjoy the last 2 weeks of the claws doing that one extra damage. Ooh, he gets a footman.
Yeah, using the Chain Lightning and denying the Wolf. Can he get the second one as well? Not this time, though. But it feels like Cash is starting a lot better into this and starting to find his rhythm as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised when sometimes humans take these fights. I mean, like, the Farseer had a bunch of salves. Like, what do you even fight? The thing is, you have to make the shop on the outside, usually, because you don't have space inside of your main base for double Sanctum plus the shop. So maybe that's why he was fighting. He's like, oh, I can't let him be there and cancel the shop. But guess what? Not only did you lose the units in the first place, now the shop still got cancelled. And he's still fighting! What are you doing? Just go back behind the wall.
Behind the wall, just like Game of Thrones. Good one. We got a Beastery, Spirit Lodge, and the TC coming for Cash. So he's slightly ahead, as Blade is just approaching tier 2. And now, shop is indeed behind the wall. That means the Sanctum has to be built outside.
If orcs are the wildlings, then undead is the army of the dead. And clearly a lot scarier against human.
And we'll be beaten by a girl.
Jaina?
Maybe, yeah. Whenever I see you play, you have the Jaina skin.
Yeah.
So maybe you are the chosen one, Todd.
Yeah, I wish.
Just a little bit of practice. No, not
the many-faced god doesn't come in handy in my games against undead ever, despite having Jaina. Okay, so Mount Tanking about to finish. Double Sanctum being forced on the outside, actually. See, he made the shop inside, so then he didn't have the room for the Sanctums. I mean, it's not the biggest of deal. Not many people. Against Razorman, you definitely shouldn't make your Sanctums outside. But against Cash, it should be fine. Yeah,
but he definitely has an issue. He's losing more and more footmen, so Cash is having a good early game. This time, level 2.6. TC is coming in now as well. And he feels so confident that he's starting this Taskmaster. And what can Blade do about this? I guess threaten a Stormbolt or something, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, remember that Mount Tanking comes out with 225 mana, so you have 3 Stormbolts to work with. Then he already has Brilliance, obviously, so it can be scary if you get like the perfect target on one of the heroes, the Torrent Chieftain, for example, and triple Stormbolts. You can take him out, but that's why Cash has to respect this. He pulled all the way back. He's gonna regroup with his first Shaman, and obviously you can counteract that with Stomp. That's why, like, you don't have to play like super defensive. You can still fight, especially if Blade's fighting right now against the Kobold, Taskmaster, and Tunnelers.
More experience thanks to the Water Elementals, and Cash seems like running a little away with this game. Stomp on the Mountain King, but he just wants more experience, I believe. The first Wyvern is there, and the only anti-air is what the heroes provide. Stormbolt, Water Elemental, right-clicks, and this MK is surrounded. Can he even pass the TP? Will he just let him die? Stomp right here, and gone he is.
Oh wow, he didn't even have time to throw the next Stormbolt. So now the Farseer just simply got out. If he had had the next Stormbolt, Farseer would have been forced to Town Portal as well. Cash is wrecking this army. He should not overextend though, because now everything's gonna start being slowed by those sorceresses. So he might have to get out here in a second. He already used speed scroll, remember, so he can't use that to get out, but he's just gonna pull back. There's not enough damage here for blades, and he's chasing the Archmage. There's no more chain lightning. He's just trying to do as much damage on it as he can. He's gonna realize that he can't get it. 1 footman chasing the shaman in the main base.
Run! Oh, it's a trap, ladies and gentlemen. The peon gets the kill in the end. So everything is kind of hurt for Cash, so he definitely has to take a step back. MK is back already, was only level 1, not the biggest loss, but of course big experience for Cash. Like, he's approaching level 2 here. Still, Blade in kind of a shape to take the spot away in the front.
Everything's hurt, but he saved everything. So he has way more supply. And yeah, Blade really doesn't have that many units. He's trying to go for Dragonhawks, but Aviary is not finished yet. He's gonna start losing casters left and right. Use a speed scroll as well to make sure he can chase a little more here.
I think he can't get the connection. He's trying to. He's trying real bad. Gets a priest. Oh, Blade turning around. Is that the biggest thing that you can do, or the best thing you can do? He's killing almost every single unit here. The Wyvern pay off big time.
Yeah, he should have just kept on running here. Now he's left with 2 breakers that are injured. Not the easiest unit to heal. He's getting his first Dragonhawk. Oh, that one sorceress. Turned right around. And we're seeing the big difference between the first map and here playing on Amazonia. Like, this is a totally different map, and it looks like Blade didn't adapt much at all. And he was overconfident, like going for that Kobold camp in the center, in front of the Orc. Not something that I would recommend personally.
Maybe he wanted it to be as a little bit of a surprise and thought that with the 3 Wyvern, Cash was going for his expansion. As usually at that stage of the game, you kind of want an expansion running. Of course, Amazonia is always a little bit of an exception because of how hard to creep that is. But yeah, Cash is bullying him. MK, oi, he was left alone. And he dead.
He dead indeed. Purge on the Dragonhawk. It's gonna fall very fast. All of the shamans, the wyverns are attacking it as well. And I don't think that Blade has killed too many units actually this game, now that I think of it.
All these Orc units, breaker of shackles. I haven't seen
What did he kill? Maybe like 1 shaman and 1 grunt, that's it. Everything else was saved. Farseer actually used the Staff of Teleportation on the other side of the map. I think he might want to grab some salves and clarities for his chieftain.
And that's exactly what he does. Double clarity and another speed scroll. He uses 1 clarity for himself, gets new salves. The TC also has an invul potion and a heal scroll. With that, there's pretty much no chance for Blade to grab these items up himself.
Yeah, it's so sad when you have to level your Archmage. You know, it's really not the hero you want to be leveling here. The Mountain King is. But I guess Cash, I was going to say, he's giving a little bit of air to Blade, but he had to use salves and clarities. It takes time for the full effect of those to come into play, and now he realizes, again on this map, it's so easy to creepjack. He realizes where Blade is, and he's gonna head there on the bottom right. I think Blade should just down portal.
I guess he has to, otherwise he's gonna get stomped and chain lightning then focused again. Can he take an exit kill somehow?
Oh, the Dragonhawks? Oh my god, they almost went too far.
And 3/3 heroes. Very impressive. But Cash is not opening up his own expansion, not making use of his advantage. He's taking things carefully. He's not overextending at all.
Yeah, he's creeping actually that camp. It might seem ambitious, but I think he saw that a lot of the units of the human were like not high on hit points. So he's like, oh, he's probably gonna use a regen scroll and need some time. I have enough time to creep this very easily, and he gets that. I don't know why he purged that though. He just purged the illusions for some reason.
Because he can.
I guess he has a lot of mana to work with.
Yeah. Gets a Scroll of the Beast, and for the Wyvern, that is phenomenal. Headhunters as well, so double damage boost if he wants to do it. And now we see what Todd mentioned in the late early game. These Sanctums are super exposed and wrecked. And if you want to repair it, there's Lightning Shield Wolves.
Yeah, big ensnare on that one Dragonhawk. There hasn't been any shackles just yet. A second Raider joins the fight, so he might be able to even get those Dragonhawks down, kill them, and then the Wyverns are going to be super useful. Big Stomp landing.
Oh boy. These Wyvern are plus 14 damage, and they're still in the air. This Dragonhawk transition didn't really pay off yet. I mean, 1 will go down, but the second one can't be shackled anymore. Chain Lightning hits big. Blade shocked, going for the Archmage. There's the Stomp. There's no way out. Third hero kill for Cash this game, and it's the double Gs, and it's the 1-1 tie.
And the army of Blade was standing where usually there would be a shop. So really that early game harass, what put Cash super far ahead. He forced the shop inside, he forced the Sanctums outside, and he just applied tremendous amount of pressure.
Remo, what's up?
Our second game can look different, man. That was just a savage beatdown from the Orc. I mean, it is supposed to be the strong Orc map, Amazonia. And yeah, Cash shows exactly why that is. Maybe Blade should have played Northern Isles instead. But, you know, as outlined earlier by Todd, of course, all have their ups and downsides. That leaves us with the last map, Echo Isles, which especially from the Asian competition is getting vetoed a lot nowadays by the Orcs because they have a lot of problems dealing with that fast expansion. But that fast expansion, is it just me, or does it seem like it's not quite that well developed in Europe yet?
Yeah, that's very possible. It's hard to tell. It's always like a small sample of games. I feel like we would have to see more and stuff, and like not all of these guys like stream as much as certain of the other players. But if Blade is the Moldovan Mauler, then after this game, who is Cash? He's a bit of like a Warcraft 3 DiCaprio, then isn't he like the Revenant or something?
Because he almost died and he came back?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he died in game 1 and then he came back.
Ah, because he was getting a mauled like DiCaprio was by the bear. All right, so who is Tom Hardy then?
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
We have to work on
You
that.
haven't seen it? What? Are you serious? That's a great movie, dude.
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it in the break because that's what we do now. Back in 3 minutes with the third map and the decision. Decision time in Group B, guys. It's Blade versus Cash for the decider here. We are going to Echo Isles, as Remo said before. And big question, expansion or not? What kind of player is Blade?
It doesn't feel to me like he's the fast expanding player, playing kind of passively, holding back, trying to turtle, trying to hold on. But that is very unscientific of me. That is just me, what I expect from him as, I don't know, from his aura, from his personality. But I think we also haven't seen it too much by him against Orc, at least, in the past. Even against Undead, he for a long time refused to play fast expansion, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it would be one of the better maps for it, for sure. Of course, we're not even talking about Ternas, because, you know, that gets vetoed, and it's a very obvious mount taking into Expo map, but who knows? It might be a good tool to have in his arsenal. And then again, it also depends on how Cash is opening, whether you want to do that or not.
All right. We have started. Everything is adjusted. And with that, we load into the first decision in Group B. Who's going up into the upper bracket final? We still didn't come up with a nickname, right?
No.
No, unfortunately not. We're so uncreative. Bad casters. It's Cash.
It's not just for us to find a nickname. The community can help out, you know?
Taker said, what was it? The Beer Bear. But I think we can find something better. Something like the Moldovan Mauler.
Yeah. Cash is definitely an interesting character. Actually, he gave himself a couple different nicknames in the past. None of them were too flattering. So I always thought he had like this, you know, little bit of trolly personality. And also in his game, right? Like he plays random a bunch. He's a very good random player and has his own style even when he's playing random. Cash was the guy that, I remember there was this one WGL qualifier where all the best humans lost to Foggy, and then he picked human and he beat Foggy in like the deciding match or something. I was like, what?
In the lower bracket, that was so surreal to see a WGL without Foggy. But yeah, that was... Foggy wasn't ready for that. He surprised us all. We thought he's trolling and he doesn't take things too serious, but sometimes when he switches race, then that's definitely an indicator for something, and he did think this through. Blade builds a third farm.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't necessarily. The fourth farm is what tells us if he wants to expand. So he might still tech yet, but he sent his footmen all the way down there. There's always that battle here happening down there for the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. You want to start doing some damage onto the peon, and if the opponent spies the Shadow Priest, you want to try and block it so that the creeps actually kill it. You can't let Orc just walk there and buy the Shadow Priest.
And Blade... Oh, actually, here's the Purge! And the attack! And no, we couldn't get the Shadow Priest indeed. That peon died for nothing. And Blade, I think, has the idea to punish Cash once again for the super early tech. But guess what? There's the answer. And that answer is block the Archmage all the way so he never reaches your base.
Yeah, that burrow is already well on the way as well. He made sure he started that pretty early. And even if he had bought the Shadow Priest here, by the way, like it would have died because he would have spawned in the middle of like all of these creeps. The Footman was in position ready to block it already. So very nicely done by Blade preventing that. Looks like he's going to creep with just Militia here, that small green camp to get level 2 and Brilliant Sora.
Yeah. So the barracks finished, the burrow finished, the shop is coming up. I really hope both are playing their absolute best today. I felt like Cash was a little off on CH, Blade was a little off on Amazonia, but if these two forces collide now and bring their A game, we are absolutely in for a treat here. No expansion, just attack by Blade.
You know what surprises me is the scout tower position by Blade. Usually you see it like close to the wall, kind of like almost, you know, just behind the wall, not all the way back like this.
Yeah,
and usually if you make it more at the front, then it's more vulnerable to stuff like Headhunters or an attack later on where it dies instantly as Orc starts pushing. But now he's not going to have the room to make his Sanctums maybe at the back. He's going to have to dig through those trees first, maybe make that room.
All right. Archmage starts to creep camps away for the TC, so already slows down the progress of the TC with that. Did he start? No, I thought for a second he starts the expansion, but with 4 footmen it's a little ambitious.
Yeah, the Archmage got the gloves of haste from the top here. This is a Blade Master trapped in an Archmage's body here. He's just looking for items.
Yeah, if he takes off the cap, he's definitely as bold. Tier 2 done, of course. TC, Spirit Lodge, more grunts, the norm.
Oh, you think he's bald on top of his head?
I guess
Because he's
so.
got hair like at the back. See when he turns?
I think that's attached to the cap. Just glued to the cap.
Oh my god.
That's
He's carnival ready.
that's what I will do as well when I lose my show match to Bidou. That's how I have.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be my existence.
Oh my god.
I
So
just
good.
save it all, glue it to a cap, live my life. No, I will not lose to Bidou.
Okay, so the Chieftain, by the way, is almost out. And the second hero hasn't started yet for Blade. He's gonna make the Sanctum, at least one of them on the outside. Shop is about to finish, at least this time he's got that going for him. And that Farseer still hasn't killed a single unit. He's got 0 experience.
Not a peasant, nothing, not a single troll. But okay, that's sometimes what happens to him. And then he will catch up later. He won't be as devastating as he sometimes is with a quick chain lightning or something. But, you know, if you have an underleveled hero, it can be the Farseer. But if you want the building to be cancelled, it's really not the Beastery. Is he ready this time? Wow, Blade, once again, perfect timing.
So bad. And Farseer still has 0 XP. He was interrupted. Finally, he was creeping a camp. He might be able to get that Water Elemental here. That's a start, but he's going to need a lot more experience than that. When the Thorn Chieftain comes out, usually you want to power that guy straight to level 2, straight to level 3, but now no experience was acquired so far in this game by Cash, and Blade is in complete control. He's got his first 2 priests on the way. He's going to want to look to secure 12 o'clock here with the Mountain King.
Okay, so the little green spot, one of the gnolls was taken out as well, so leveling this TC is really not that easy. And Blade takes all the strength he has with that Archmage, trying to get the level 3 with the Mountain King, of course, can easily disable the Farseer to prevent last hits, and rises up to level 3.
Dude, this Farseer is going to finish the game with 0 XP if this keeps going.
The saddest Farseer of all time. He didn't get anything here either.
Yeah, Thorn Chieftain is almost level 2 now, and stealing that camp away from Cash at the top was amazing, by the way, because Thorn Chieftain couldn't even get that to get a little bit more experience, you know, get level 2 quicker, get towards level 3. Cash realizes that he has to contest the center camp now that 12 o'clock was taken pretty easily by Blade, so he meets him at the shop. This is going to be the very important fight. 2 sorceresses are about to come out, so it's very good for Blade if he can just pull back and wait. Wait for the sorceresses to be there, because then his fighting potential is going to be far higher.
Okay. Now he's engaging with the sorceress almost there. Did he get an item? Wow, we have both items on the Farseer and Todd actually experience.
Yeah. Who would have thought? That Farseer is still being chased here. Sorceresses finally joined the fight. Militia is almost there. The Farseer, he's going to get the snipe. That was the one with the town portal.
Oh,
he could just
no.
go for the chieftain now.
There's no speed scroll either, and that's when the sorcerers arrive. Oh my god, this is another disaster for Cash. Stomp! Okay, that was a nice one, but they're still slow. There's still a Stormbolt. There's a surround. Oh my god.
And that chieftain is dead.
Does some
Just
damage.
escaping.
Wait, is he?
Oh.
Is he though?
Yeah, there's no Stormbolt, but he has Brilliance level 2, so it should come back pretty quickly. And Sorceresses are going to be able to slow pretty much everything. That Kodo ate a priest, but he's going to be giving it back very fast here.
Whew.
What a disaster of a game for Cash here.
Yeah. Very low level Farseer. No time to unfold the TC, and he sees it as well. Oh my god. This was not really what we expected. This was a tier 2 slaughter by Blade.
All right.